It's 12 midday. We're coming to you live from Beijing and an hour of news with me, James Chow. Friday sees a historic step in the development of cross-strait relations, with Chinese mainland tourists now able to travel to Taiwan. The first group left for their journey from Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Nanjing and Xiamen. Li Ning has more on that.
The trip to Taiwan is a dream come true for many mainland tourists. The excitement among this tourist group leaving Beijing was tangible. A ceremony was held at the Beijing International Airport to mark the official start of weekend cross-strait charter flights and the beginning of mainland residents being able to travel to Taiwan. At the ceremony, Director of the CPC Taiwan Work Office, Wang Yi, said authorities on both sides of the straits had worked very hard for the day.
Today is a new beginning in the history of the cross-strait exchanges. The old saying goes, "Well begun is half done." We believe that this beginning will be good. With the start of the mainland residents traveling to Taiwan, the two sides will gradually usher in 3 direct links. This is a historical trend and people's aspiration. The development of cross-strait ties is facing golden opportunities. We should work together to promote the peaceful development of cross-strait ties. To reach the goal, we should strengthen the direct exchanges of people on both sides and enhance their mutual understanding.
Civil aviation and tourism authorities also hailed the weekend charter flights arrangement and the opening of Taiwan tourism market to mainland residents.
Since 2003, the two sides have operated 854 chartered flights on important festivals and transported over 130,000 Taiwan compatriots. As long as the two sides can maintain consultations on equal footing and keep expanding their consensus, we can benefit more. The weekend cross-straits chartered flights and its extension in the future will inject new impetus into the civil aviation market on both sides, the Asia-Pacific region, and even the world.
Taiwan boasts rich tourism resources in natural landscapes and cultural appeals. Taiwan also has more than 23 million hospitable compatriots. Mainland residents traveling to Taiwan will build a new bridge of friendship across the strait. With the support of people on both sides, the tour of mainland residents to Taiwan will be more convenient and enjoyable.
After the ceremony, Beijing's tourist group boarded flight CA-185. The flight is expected to take 4.5 hours. Under the agreements signed by the mainland-based Association for Relations across the Taiwan Straits and Taiwan-based Straits Exchange Foundation on June the 13th, 36 return flights have been arranged to operate the weekend cross-straits charter flights from Friday to Monday. Airlines on both sides equally share the operations, but such flights still have to fly through Hong Kong airspace. Initially, a maximum of 3,000 mainland tourists are allowed to enter Taiwan every day in tour groups of 10 to 40 members. They can stay in Taiwan for a maximum of 10 days. Leah, CCTV.
If you just joined us, we're talking about the cross-strait weekend charter flights which began on Friday. Planes taking part in those services have taken off from airports across the Chinese mainland and also from Taiwan. Some have already arrived at their respective destinations. Zheng Siwei has details on that.
This is the first cross-strait weekend charter flight from the Chinese mainland to Taiwan. The Airbus A330, operated by China Southern Airlines, took off around 6:30 on Friday morning from Baiyun Airport in Guangzhou, the capital city of southern Guangdong province. The historic flight landed at the Taipei-Taoyuan Airport in Taiwan after traveling 1 hour and 40 minutes, covering a distance of 1,100 kilometers. The plane carried 258 passengers, including more than 100 mainland tourists, the first tourist group allowed into Taiwan. Another cross-strait weekend charter flight departed for Taiwan at around 7:15 on Friday morning from the airport in Xiamen City in eastern Fujian province. The Xiamen Airlines plane arrived at the Taipei Songshan Airport after 1 hour and 45 minutes. More than 200 passengers were on board the plane to witness the landmark moment. Each of them received a gift package from the airline, including a model plane and a map of Taiwan. Eastern Nanjing is the fifth new city to engage in a cross-strait charter flights. At 8 o'clock on Friday morning, a China Eastern Airlines plane took off from Nanjing Local Airport, destined for the Taipei Songshan Airport. The plane, with more than 170 passengers, landed around 11 o'clock. It's scheduled to return to Nanjing in the afternoon. At Pudong Airport in the eastern city of Shanghai, a Shanghai Airlines plane took off around 9 o'clock on Friday morning for a weekend charter flight. It was due to land at Taipei Songshan Airport at noon. At 10:20, a China Airlines flight landed in Pudong Airport, the first weekend charter flight to arrive in the mainland from Taiwan. Zheng Sui, CCTV.
Well, let's look a bit closer at those first flights. There were 106 mainland tourists on board the opening China Southern Airlines flight to Taiwan. The passengers and crew received a warm welcome from Taiwan authorities and were treated to a performance during a ceremony at Taipei's Taoyuan Airport. The chartered non-stop flight from the mainland to Taiwan had a detour through Hong Kong airspace. The captain of the historic flight said he hopes for more direct chartered flights in the near future. Let's stay with those 106 tourists. For many in that opening batch, the history-making trip was a very special experience. They say they're excited for the opportunity, saying the opening up of the Taiwan tourism market will help benefit people from both sides. Zhang Lu takes a look at that.
The tourists say they are very happy to be among the first to visit Taiwan. Many say it's a chance to fulfill their dreams.
I learned about Taiwan from my textbook when I was young. Now I can see whether Taiwan is really like what the books describe.
The tourist group will stay in Taiwan for 10 days and will take in the many sights the island offers.
Visiting Taiwan is something many mainlanders have long dreamed of, especially many elderly people. Taipei Imperial Palace Museum will be the first place for our visits.
Travel agencies say the current tour price is around 10,000 yuan. It's predicted that in the coming 3 years, Taiwan's tourism industry will grow about 12% annually. Opening up to mainland visitors is expected to boost Taiwan's economy. Under the bilateral agreement, Taiwan will receive no more than 3,000 mainland tourists a day. From July 18th, residents from 13 municipalities and provinces in the mainland will be allowed to visit Taiwan. Zhang Lu, CCTV, Beijing.